come sit with me. Let's top off our coffee and open up the book of Job to chapter 6 and 7 today. These pages feel so raw, like we're listening in on Job's heart, crying out in the dark. I'm really glad that we are here together for this. By now, Job has heard Eliphaz's long speech, the one that basically said, this must be happening because you have sinned, Job. And Job, he's not buying it. He's convinced that God himself is against him, shooting arrows at him, surrounding him with terror. And the heartbreaking part is he has no idea why. All his life, he has tried so hard to please God, to live right, to honor him. And now it feels like God has turned into his enemy. Job knows God sees his suffering. He says so in verse 4. And friends, that's exactly what hurts him the deepest. It's not the oozing sores or the maggots crawling on his skin, not even the crushing grief over his children or all his property he's lost. Though those wounds are deep. No, what keeps Job tossing and turning at night is the terrifying thought that the God he loves might be against him, and he doesn't know what he did to deserve it. I think we've all had moments where suffering whispers, God doesn't care. He's forgotten you. Maybe he's even mad at you. But here's the truth we can hold on to today. God will never stop being concerned about us. We may not understand why he's allowing the pain, but he's still the same loving Father who promises nothing can separate us from his love. Not trouble, not hardship, not even death itself. Romans 3:35 through 39. James 5:11 calls Job an example of patience and points us to the Lord's full compassion and mercy. And 1 Peter 5:10 says that after we've suffered a little while, the God of all grace will himself restore, confirm, strengthen, and establish us. God sees us. God cares about us, always. Job fires back at Eliphaz too, and he's pretty blunt. He says his friend's words are about as comforting as the tasteless white of an egg. Ouch. But honestly, when someone we love is drowning in pain, our quick advice can taste exactly like that flat, unhelpful, even hurtful. People in hardship usually need our quiet presence, our love, our compassion, far more than our opinions. Proverbs 18:2 warns that fools find no pleasure in understanding, but delight in airing their own thoughts. And James 1:19 reminds us to be quick to listen, slow to speak. I'm preaching to myself here too today. Sometimes the best thing we can offer is just to sit, listen, and pray. At this point, Job is exhausted. He's ready to throw in the towel. Death sounds way better than dragging through another day of this agony to him. Friends, when life gets brutally hard, giving up can feel so tempting. But just like with Job, God's plans for us are always bigger, always good. Jeremiah 29 verse 11 through 14 promises plans to prosper us, not to harm us, plans to give us hope and a future. Trusting God when everything is going well, yeah, that's worth respect. But trusting him when heaven feels silent and the night feels endless, that stretches our faith into something strong and persevering. I love that Job doesn't hold anything back. He pours out every bitter complaint, every desperate plea straight to God. He's honest, unfiltered, and emotional, and that's okay. When trials feel too heavy, our hearts can ride a roller coaster. Anger, fear, sadness, numbness, we don't have to hide those feelings from God. We can bring them in humility and submission, just like Hannah did in 1 Samuel 1, pouring out her soul until her lips moved without any sound. Just like Jesus did in Hebrews 5:7, offering fervent cries and tears to the Father who could save him. And here's the beautiful behind the scenes truth and reminder. God is watching Job through all this. Not with anger, not with disappointment, but with compassion and even admiration. Because Job refuses to curse him, he clings to his faith that God is just and that justice will one day prevail. Friends, we can rest in the same promise. God will never leave us nor forsake us. He's always, always concerned about every detail of our lives. And one day, maybe here, definitely in eternity, He'll turn our tragedy into a testimony, weaving beauty from the ashes. If you're carrying something heavy today, bring it to God. Be honest, He can handle it. And know that He's looking at you with the same tender compassion that He had for Job. Thank you for joining me on this next step through Job. If these quiet moments together are encouraging your heart and building your faith, would you share this video with someone who might need the reminder that they're not alone in their pain? Let's keep passing hope along in 2026. God willing, I'll see you again tomorrow. And until then, take care of yourself. Keep talking to Jesus and know that you are deeply, deeply loved. Shalom, shalom.